Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye, best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye, best of traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Meettheroyals. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣòwò lórí ètò yìí kó tó di pé aṣọ ohunkóhun, ṣẹ́yìn náà rí pé ó yẹ ká júbà ọba kọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá àwọn, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba tó tó nípa tó kọ̀ tí ò pa ni tó ṣe pé ṣe ló ń pa mímọ́, ọba tó jẹ́ pé nígbà tá a lọ lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá adágbére fún wa ní à ń lọ kábọ̀, ó jẹ́ kójú ṣe fíìmù Olúwàbímayà Ọ̀ṣíbẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wáyé mọ̀ sí Meettheroyals alága ìdúró alága ìjókòó MC olóòtú ìgbéyàwó ìgọ́lé tí wọ́n dà, ó jẹ́ kó ṣe fún mi lẹ́yìn láti tún wá láyé láàyè àti láyé rere. Mo tún wá délé, mo tún bá ẹni bí ẹni èèyàn bí èèyàn, ẹ̀yẹ èjìká tẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́wò jábọ́ lórí ètò yìí. Mo tún bá yín láyé láàyè àti àyè rere. Ẹ rí pé ó yẹ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọba Ọlọ́run, adúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run alágbára, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba àná, ọba ìní, ọba títí ayérayé. Thank you, Lord, for sparing my life and the life of these amazing people to see yet another ètò ìgbéyàwó. Every week we come here and you grant us grace to come back. Father, we are grateful. Mo tún fásitì náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹni tí wọ́n ń ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí, appreciating our sponsors, especially the amazing Jelenke Duchess. Jelenke Duchess is your one-stop fabric, jewelry, whatever you want to do for your event or party. They sell everything that you need. Jelenke Duchess, wọ́n ta aṣọ ọkùnrin, wọ́n ta aṣọ obìnrin, wọ́n ta aṣọ ìyá ìyàwó tí bàbá ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, tí ìyá ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, ohunkóhun tó bá fẹ́ fi ṣayẹyẹ, kódà wọ́n tẹ̀ gbàwọ́, wọ́n ta tọrùn. Kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ wá délé iṣẹ́ wọn tí wọn ò ní. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣayẹyẹ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń wẹ́n tó bá yín ṣe wàhálà aṣọ ẹbí tẹ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe pákàlékè, ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Jelenke Duchess. Wọ́n bá yín ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí ẹ bá fẹ́ lọ́kùnkúndùn. Iléeṣẹ́ Jelenke Duchess, ẹ ṣe ẹ̀kú àdúró tí ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Iléeṣẹ́ Laser Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Thank you for your support. Iléeṣẹ́ Laser Fabrics, àwọn náà máa ń ta aṣọ ìyàwó, nǹkan tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ó wà ní iléeṣẹ́ tiwọn náà. Iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine. Celebration International Magazine, bóyá ẹ fẹ́ yàwòrán ni o, ẹ̀ ń wá photographer, ẹ̀ ń wá videographer, àwọn tó máa bá yín ṣiṣẹ́ yín tó máa dé lásìkò, owó wọn ọ̀tẹ̀ tí wọ́n á gara jù. Àwọn àwòrán tẹ́ máa yàtọ̀ pé 20 ọdún lè ní gbọ́n lókè, àwòrán wọn kì í wò balabala. Iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine, wọ́n tún wá lè bá yín gbé ayẹyẹ yín sórí ẹ̀rọ magazine, whether e-magazine or paper magazine. Thank you so much, Celebration International Magazine. Thank you for your support every week. We really celebrate you. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has joined me tonight, those that are always here every week, and those that are new on this platform. I'm so grateful. Thank you for your weekend support. As today ni bashin day, as ti gbé ara ọ̀tọ̀ dé. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ṣe wá ẹjọ́ bí ìmọ̀ bóyá arẹ́ nìkan tó wà lórí ètò tí wọ́n ti gbọ́ nípa àwọn ìwé tí a kọ. We found out that our traditional wedding is fast fading. It is fading. Our traditions and cultures in terms of, what we do and why we do them. For example, a lot of our young ones, they don't have understanding of our traditional weddings. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni wọ́n kàn ṣáà ń ṣaṣọ ẹbí, wọ́n kàn ṣáà kàn ṣe. Àti wípé very recently we have a lot of cross-cultural interracial marriages, and this is why I wrote my books. The first one is called The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Marriage, The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Weddings, Past, Present, and Future. On this book, you're going to find out how our traditional used to be held back in the days. Kí ó tó di pé ojú là, báwo ni bàbá wa ṣe ń ṣe, irú ìgbésẹ̀ wo ni wọ́n ń gbé, kí ni wọ́n ń ṣe. It's not just about the Yoruba traditional marriage, also about the Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Tiv, and other tribes in Nigeria. You can find it on this book. It's on Amazon for $9.99 for the paperback, but if you prefer to have the Kindle, you can download it also for just $4.99. If you have not got this one, please pick it. This is what it looks like. And also I have another one where it says The Dictionary and Idioms of Nigerian Traditional Marriage. Dictionary and Idioms of Nigerian Traditional, that is the Nigerian traditional marriage terms from A to Z. There's a lot of terms, the jargons, like people will say that we speak when we do our Nigerian traditional marriage. Kí ló ń jẹ́ orógbó, kí ló ń jẹ́ òbí, kí ló ń jẹ́ ìdọ̀bálẹ̀, kí ló ń jẹ́ ìyá ìyàwó, bàbá ìyàwó, kí ló ń jẹ́ owó ìkànlẹ̀kùn, owó igbá, owó àwo,
It's also available in other languages, other cultures, the Igbo, the Hausa, the like 25 different cultures in this book. If you want to know how the Igbo people do their traditional marriage and the terms they use, please pick up this book. It's also on Amazon for $9.99 and also available on the Kindle for just $4.99. Some people said they can't read deep, they can't pronounce some of the words there. You can start reading from the English part. For example, if you see a word and you can't pronounce it, read the English meaning and then go back and pronounce the word. Then you understand what I'm saying. For example, somebody said Kelunje Obi. I said it was Obi, I don't know. But when you read the meaning, you can go back and check it out. My next one is coming out soon. I'm going to be launching it. Last week, if you were here, we talked about my next book, which is talking about the Nigerian traditional marriage in the face of the law. A lot of people have found themselves in trouble because they don't understand what our Nigerian traditional marriage says in the face of the law. Last week, we did a whole episode talking about the Nigerian traditional marriage in the face of the law. What does the law say about our traditional marriage? How legal is our traditional marriage? Is it even legal? What are my stands? What chances do I stand if I only did a traditional marriage? Or if I'm married traditionally, what can go wrong? What cannot go wrong? It's going to come out soon in my book, my next book. It's nearly out. I'm just trying to do my homework to make sure that it comes out better. So look out for it. The Nigerian traditional marriage in the face of the law. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to those that are saying well done to us. People are already on the show, on TikTok. I'm there. On YouTube, if you don't have access to TikTok, I'm on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram tonight. We are actually coming out to you from 3 different platforms tonight. On YouTube, Meettheroyals, on Instagram, Meettheroyals, or ETO IGBEYAWO, and on TikTok, we're also on Meettheroyals 25. Please make sure that you join us and participate. This show is not a one-man show. As I always say to us, I come here every week with my notebook to take notes, to learn new things, and to unlearn some things. Since I started this show, I have learned and I've learned a lot of things. I'm telling you, and it's beautiful. I'm so glad I'm doing this because it really helped me to improve a lot. So if you're here tonight for the first time, this is what we do here. And tonight's topic, people, is talking about there's a song, and I think it's also in the Bible. There's a place in the Bible where God said, allow the children, suffer not the children not to come unto me, or something like that. As in, ẹ jẹ́ kọ́mọdé kó wá o, ẹ jẹ́ kọ́mọdé ó wá jòjòló, ọmọ kékeré jòjòló, àwọn lọ̀rẹ́ Elédùmarè, ẹ jẹ́ kọ́mọdé ó wá. So tonight, we're going to be talking about a few things that we now do during our traditional marriage. Please bear in mind that tonight we're talking about Nigerian traditional marriage. Now we're talking about this. We're not talking about the white wedding. We're not talking about other, parts of the wedding, maybe like after party and all. We're talking about the traditional marriage, the wedding ceremony. The strictly by invitation thing is now so common. You see people saying, don't come without your pass, don't come without your card and stuff like that. Also, we do have strictly no children policy. Strictly no children. I remember when we were growing up, when my big cousins and stuff were getting married, we were all there. We were so excited. Hey, Auntie Lagbada is getting married. Uncle Tamedu is getting married. We were all so excited. We were part of the whole thing. When they do Ashebi, they give us our small long body and whatever, all different styles that we used to have back in the days. Every one of us participated in it. But nowadays, it is usually strictly no children. Or we say strictly by invitation. Even some family members will not be allowed. Thank you, MC Monai. Thank you, everybody that are saying hello. God bless you. Thank you, Mommy John Oluko. Thank you, Dapirufi. Thank you, Mide. Thank you, Bukun. Oh, thank you so much, Ayalayo. There's a lot of people already. Sorry if I missed your name. Please pardon me. Pure Heart. Thank you. Bukilicious. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, there is a lot of people on already. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you. Please, if I miss your name, pardon me. So, that is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Oh gosh. Okay. Please, people, can you keep tapping? What's it called? TikTok is saying something. I don't understand what it's saying. So please, I think when you tap, is going to keep it on. So people, I'm trying to not speak Yoruba, but then on this show tonight, back in the days when we have traditional weddings, even the main weddings, all the children are involved. We're so involved. We were so involved. But yet they still love us to be around. I remember one of my big aunties that were getting married, when my big sisters were getting married, when my uncles were getting married, we were all there, rondo, rondo, rondo. We were all involved, we were everywhere. They allow us to be part of the whole ceremony. But nowadays, it's no longer happening. In fact, it's not only that they are restricting children from attending weddings nowadays, traditional weddings. I'm not talking about the white wedding, maybe the white wedding, well, but the traditional wedding is my focus tonight. Now, let me first of all ask us a question. This issue of strictly by invite. You know, we have a strictly by invite policy that is happening nowadays during traditional weddings and most events actually. Well, and strictly no children. My focus is going to be more on the children part than the strictly by invite. I don't think we were doing that, Abi. Is it just me? Please remind me, people, back in the days, did we used to have strictly no children, or did we used to have strictly by invitation? Yes or no? Abi mi mo ti gbagbe nítorí these days I'm forgetting things. So people, let's talk. When we were growing up, was there anything like strictly by invite? Was there anything like strictly no children allowed? Did we have anything like that back in the days? Let's remind ourselves. Let us juggle our memories, because these days, come on, show me. Yahoo Baba. Yahoo Baba said yes. Everybody. Ṣé láyé ọjọ́ show man, a máa ń dáṣà pé strictly by invitation. Irọ́ lágbádá àwọn fẹ́kọ̀tà mi ló mọ̀ fẹ́ pé. Láì pé máa ń jẹ́ bí family matter ń gbà yẹn. In fact, àtún máa ń bínú lágbájá òwà tàmẹ̀dọ̀. Àbí èmi ni mo rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká rán ra wa létí. Please say something, guys. I know you are there. If you're on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, please, I want you to respond. Did we used to have this policy of strictly by invitation or strictly no children? Did we used to have it back in the days? If yes, please let me know. Somebody like MC when I say nothing of such, because it's a family affair. Thank you so much, ma'am. There was no strictly by invitation back in the days. Thank you, ma'am. That's coming from Bookilicious. So I'm not the only one that thought, kilo wa ṣẹlẹ̀. Strictly by invitation. Kilo ṣẹlẹ̀, kí làwọn nǹkan tó fà tó fi di ológun. We don't want children. I remember very well. Gbogbo bó bá ṣe ń dáná, bó bá ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ láyé ìgbà inú wa máa dùn. Yay! Wedding àǹtí lágbájá, wedding uncle Tàmẹ̀dù. Inú wa máa dùn. Àwọn máa kó sílẹ̀, máa kó jáde. Àwọn ọmọ máa ṣe gẹ̀lẹ̀gẹ̀lẹ̀gẹ̀lẹ̀. You know? So, God bless you, ma'am. Thank you, Bookilicious. So, thank you for joining us. So, good evening, ma'am. So, let us start. Thank you, ma'am. Live pause, okay. Sorry. Thank you, ma'am. Yahoo Baba said, no, Olotu, I guess it's because of the way things happen in the country and around children. If you are involving children in your party, you will need extra hands. Okay. No, we're going to get there. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Yahoo Baba. Okay, let us first of all start from Kilo Shele. What happened? You know, MC Monai said it was a family affair. So what happened? How did we get to a point where we started saying, no, nobody is not invited though, Ahmed is invited though? Or how did we get to a point where we now say, Emma Momode be me, Pharaoh Moka come be by? Let's talk about it. It's no longer immediate family events. Just go. Ekro Lema, Eka Bosore to Ima. Ekro Lema, thank you, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear her, please? Can everybody hear her? Oh gosh. Can we hear her? I want to increase the volume. Wait. I think the volume is a bit low.
I can't even hear you again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back on now. I think I accidentally paused the show. Can you hear me now, ma'am? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I think I accidentally paused it. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Back in the days, from my own perspective, everything like Simon I said was a family affairs. It is just this new generation kinikon or maybe the laws of the country, I don't know. But when we were growing up, what you see,
road closed. Road closed.
So family members are more
Yes.
that grew up with the person that is actually getting married.
Yes.
Then. So because it was a free zone. You know, family compound, the family house. Not to my grandpa. Not to my traditional wedding back in the days. And let me not forget to mention that because Yoruba people will say assault your lonje omo mi gbe na. Ojú lásán tó bá fi ẹ̀wà báyìí nígbà yẹn, you understood it straight. Ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ní pé kúrò ń bẹ̀, àbí tó bá jẹ oúnjẹ yẹn. You would have known the sign language, the facial expression, the body expression. Táwọn òbí wa ti fi kọ́ wa nínú ilé. Ọmọ kọ̀ọ̀kan ò ní ṣe mọ̀nàmọ́ná. A máa dúró sétí fẹ́ǹsì àbí ká dúró sára ògiri. Whenever that kind of event happened, inú wa máa dùn, a máa yọjú. And then wọ́n máa kọ ṣòfin àti lágbájá bàtà rẹ̀ àdún kó ká tó máa kàwé rẹ̀. Ìgbà yẹn orin yẹn wà very relevant. Even àti àdúgbò kan, wọ́n á bá ẹ wí, ọ̀nkú àdúgbò wọ́n á bá ẹ wí tó bá in that event. Tó bá lọ kọjá níwájú ibi tí ò ti yẹ kó kọjá. Ṣé àwọn bọ̀dá photographer tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti gẹ pọ́nbé? Lẹ́nu kọjá wájú wọn, àbàrá tó máa ṣá ẹ lọ́rùn báyìí.
Yes.
But this day and age, because of social influence, mo fẹ́ ṣe kárí ni, mo fẹ́ kí tèmi pọ̀ ju tàwọn èèyàn kan lọ. Number one, the sale of aṣọ-ẹbí is the beginning of Mama. Because a lot of people have oversold nǹkan tó yẹ kó tà. The capacity of the hall cannot even contain their guests. Ẹ fẹ́ ṣe ìnáwó ẹ ti over taṣọ-ẹbí. Back then tó bá máa taṣọ-ẹbí, àwọn tí wọ́n bá, how would I put it? Those that are fairly comfortable and the rich ones, aṣọ-ẹbí tó bá ṣe ojú ọkọ àti ìyàwó ló máa sábà wà bẹ́ẹ̀. And mostly àwọn ará inú ilé gan ò ní rà, wọ́n máa fún wọn ni. Few ará àta àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mọ́mì, ọ̀rẹ́ dádì wọ́n máa rà. But in this day and age, àtẹnitọ́ mọ̀ rí.
Wọ́n fi ṣe business.
As long as the person is ready to pay, tó fẹ́ fi taṣọ-ẹbí yẹn. The profits they want to make on that aṣọ-ẹbí náà fẹ́ fi ṣe ìnáwó tó fẹ́ ṣe.
Wow.
So wọ́n á kanra. Ipe no strictly by invitation.
Kò jẹ́ mo. Thank you, ma. Thank you so much, ma.
Tasho 250. Kò ní fẹ́ mú jẹ́ kó mọ wọlé.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you so much, ma.
And my second part, ma.
Yeah. No. Ṣé máa padà wá sọ second part fún wa àbí fẹ́ sọ nsìn, ma? Hello, ma. Okay, ma. Okay, ma. Now, please, for those that are just joining us, we're talking about the idea of strictly by invitation and strictly no children policy that is now happening in almost every event. When it happens in our Nigerian traditional marriage, does it align with our culture? Is it something that we borrowed? Does it make sense? Is it involving, or it's actually kind of causing a lot of separation and what can I call it? That's what we're talking about tonight. For those of us that are just joining us, that's what we're talking about tonight. And I said that when we were young, I remember very vividly that when our uncles, our aunties were getting married, we were also excited, we were also involved. Everything. So I now ask a question. this new thing, does it add value to our culture or actually reducing our culture? Why is it? Who even started this idea of strictly no children, or strictly by invitation? Because when I said initially that how did we used to do invitation back in the days, just the right send invitation go, it was open. Like when that first yawo enu tamedule matigbo, show love yawo lagbaja, show love yawo tamedu. Everybody would and everybody would be around, and somehow we were able to manage back in the days. Now I have asked the question, what happened? How did we get to this point? And people have said a lot of things. They said back in the days, the traditional marriage was a family affair. There was nothing like strictly by invitation, strictly no children in our matter. Thank you, Ayonfe Dialaga. Thank you for joining us. Temitope Secret, thank you for joining us. Somebody also said, Talks Sholuwade, thank you for joining us. Somebody also said, I think it was MC Mona that said back in the days it was a family affair. Traditional marriage was a family affair. Everybody was allowed to come, cousins everywhere. In fact, when you had de la to kiri, one de la to be to Gino, one come modani, everybody ma ṣe yele yele nu wa ma dùn. We were so excited. But nisin, àwọn èèyàn ṣe ìyàwó tẹ́ pé ẹbí tó máa wà ńbẹ̀ gan ní ju mẹ́wàá, aláfojúrí ló máa kún bẹ̀. Strictly by invitation. I don't want this person. I don't want this person. And that's what Bukilicious has just said to us. Some of the things that are causing it, which I would like us to please say something. Kilo fa, how did we get to this point whereby in our traditional weddings, most people that are there are strangers. Most people that are there are people that are not even family members, that are not blood related. Because strictly by invitation has kind of phased out or fenced. Yes, wọ́n ti fence àwọn tó jẹ́ family, wọ́n ti fence wọn kúrò, wọn ò ní wá. Àwọn tó jẹ́ ará àta ló máa wá. Ẹni tí ìyàwó gbọ́dọ̀ pé bí abiṣẹ́ náà kàn ti pàdé àbórí street. Some people even invite people online. How did we get to this point? And I like what Bukilicious said. She said one of the reasons that caused it was back in the days. Pardon me. She said back in the days that we used to hold the event in family houses. That's one thing. Oh, le fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan nílé bàbá mi sì kó wá sá láyà kò ní kí n má wá síbi àjọ ní bàbá àjọ ní granddad ni. So I think that was one of the major factors, to be fair. Back in the days, we used to have this event in family houses. So fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan nílé grandpa mi wá ní kí n má débẹ̀, oh tó bí àjọ ní grandpa ni. So that might be one of the reasons. Then number two, she said if we don't hold it on our grandpas, we used to have it on the streets. So there's no restriction, there was space. We just use something to write, be a chalk in you, be a marker, come a cosibicon, and the malog end the streets long. No road, I be road close. I don't think that can happen nowadays. Most of the time it doesn't happen, or in a family compound. So that was actually a very good point coming from Bukilicious. That was one of the reasons why nobody could tell anybody not to come. She got attention tagbangba. Lefenike come out walaye igba yen. Unlike him, si depe no normal ti gate. There bani pass early wole. Then she also talked about social influence, which is what Ayonfe Dialaga also just said now. She said exposure. Now we are exposed, social influence. Lágbájá ṣe, mo máa ṣe tèmi tó máa posh, mo máa ṣe tèmi tó máa more stuff like that. That is one other thing that is causing this thing as well. Social exposure, let me put it that way. Like and social influence. Like Bukilicious said and Ayonfe also said. Then also what Mommy Lucas said. She said the sale of Ashwebi, and Bukilicious also said the same thing. TikTokers, keep tapping, keep tapping. If you don't tap, the show will end. So she also said that another thing that is causing that is because of the influence of I want to sell Ashwebi. And when you sell Ashwebi, the price they put on the Ashwebi and the number of people that already subscribed for the Ashwebi already occupy the space, which is the venue. Unlike those days when we used to have parties on the street, so nowadays it is in the venue. And as a result of that, you want people that bought your Ashwebi, that you have already sold Ashwebi to, that is in a very expensive amount. You don't want them to come and not find space to sit. So those are the things that are causing. Please, can we talk about more things? Kilo Shele, how did we get to a place where we now say strictly by invite to traditional weddings when it's supposed to be a family affairs? How did we get to a point where we no longer involve children in our traditional marriages? We say strictly no children. In fact, most events nowadays, you say strictly no children. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣáwọn ọmọdé ṣẹ̀ wá ni? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Why can't we have children in our parties anymore? Now, don't forget that we're not just talking about guests being strictly by invite. We're also talking about this habit of nowadays, people saying strictly no children at our events. Why? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? We've talked about a few things. Please, if you're just joining us for the first time, we welcome you on this platform. On this platform, we'll talk about everything that's on marriage and everything about life, lifestyle, and marriage and family. So if you've joined us and you know what we're talking about, please feel free to comment. Feel free to send me an invite to join on TikTok or on Instagram. I'll be happy to receive you. Now, let me read comments. Mom Simona said, in this part of the world, security and insurance have to cover children. Hey, Lord have mercy. Unlike those days, children can play anywhere, can jump everywhere, can talk to anybody without fear. I'm a people wà láyé ìgbà yẹn, but kò tiẹ̀ common to you. You know, nowadays you have to be careful, you have to be responsible. You don't want to have your event and also somebody is missing their children. Insurance have to cover them, like somebody had rightly said. You have to be sure about their security as well. So that's one good point. Why people say ẹjọ́ kan ọmọ dúró ńlé ọlọ́run má jẹ́ àdáràn ibi tí ìyàwó àtọkọ ti ń jó táwọn parents wọn náà ti wà distracted tó ti wà carried away. Let somebody not come and tell me that I can't find my child after the wedding. After the wedding, you will now be wondering, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ àrí. Yeah, I understand that. Then somebody said even sometimes with pass you won't even get seats. Now talking about the oversubscription, sometimes people have oversubscribed, and even the people that they are doing strictly by invite too, you know, they themselves have not even found seats because the event has been oversubscribed or over, I don't know. Then Talks Sholuade said, Oloti, you are looking standard. Oh, thank you so much for that beautiful comment. Somebody said some would tell their friends not to come in if no Ashwebi. Yes, I think we actually did that on this show about twice, about this strictly no Ashwebi, no event. And I think everything has been commercialized nowadays. People actually will want to get the money that they spend to do their event. They want to get it from their guests. That's one of the reasons why people will do strictly no Ashwebi, no, you can't come in if you don't have Ashwebi. Now, Yahweh says some children are not cultured. That one is deep. Oh, it's true. Yeah, Baba says some children are not cultured. It's difficult to keep them in a place. Remember, you cannot touch or talk to them nowadays. Just like Bukilisho said back in the days, if any child misbehave, ordinary eye like this, corner eye, if your parents look at you in a funny way, you know what they are saying. You go and sit down somewhere. But nowadays, mommy, why are you looking at me like that? And back in the days, if somebody's child misbehaves in a public place, anybody, any adult has the right to correct that child back in the days. But nowadays, you never even touch them. Now, ma to take correct them. The mama come for you and say, excuse me, I didn't ask you to help me train my child, leave my child, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, I think that's part of it. Back in the days, children were able to be put under control, and nowadays, you know, that brings me to a memory. Some time ago, when I used to do decorations, I used to do like everything, event planning and all of that, because back in the days I used to do all of that thing. I don't even know how I survived those years. And I would be the decorator, I would be the MC, I was doing a lot that time. And I remember that we did this balloon decoration for a 40th birthday. I remember vividly, it happened in Slate Green. I will not mention him. This particular day, as we were putting up the balloon, you know all those helium balloons that we used to put back in the day, that we use balloon weights to hold them. As we finished decorating, one guest arrived early, and this guest was actually watching her son. I think that boy should be about between 4 and 6. This guest was watching her son. That person was using one of the balloons as a kite, and the parents were there. And I stopped the child. I'm like, excuse me, the owner of the event said, I've not even seen the decoration we did. You're already playing with the balloon. The mother came from you. She said, excuse me, maybe they're still going to bust the balloon eventually. I said, so? So if they're going to bust the balloon eventually, does that mean your child should now start playing with it from the beginning of the event, when the event has not even started? So I understand where you're coming from when we say nowadays children can be so unruly and their parents can be so unruly. I also sent a video out one day, one of my posts. It's been a while now, as per why people refuse to allow children to come to the event. A baby, a young little boy and his friend were sitting down on the bride's dress. Bride was struggling to take them away from his dress. One fashion, yeah, one fele fashion, yeah. Our parents wanted one best. So it's true. When somebody said one of the reasons why people stop allowing children at their event is because children can be quite, some children can be quite unruly. Like MC Mona says, some children will be distracting and making noise, you know. So I believe that is one of the reasons as well. Some children can't stand noise as well naturally, but the parents will still bring them, you know. So these are the things that are causing all this strictly by invitation, and also no children eat thing. Do we have more points about the strictly by invitation? Now let's go to the adults one. Why as a family do I want to have an event and I would rather have many outsiders there and not my family? Somebody has said because of Ashwebi, maybe a family cannot afford Ashwebi. Somebody has said a lot of things, but why nowadays? Why is it that people are actually more comfortable having neutral people at their event rather than family members? Why can we talk about that? Why have you noticed that? Have you noticed that nowadays, even online, people send friend requests to you, you don't know them, you accept them, but one cousin somehow send you a friend request and you block them straight away. Nibo, I don't want to be friend with this person. And it's also affecting the way we do our parties, strictly by invitation. I don't want this one, I don't want that one there. You know, can we talk about that? Why? How did we get to that point where nowadays we would rather not have our family members at our events rather than that, we rather have outsiders? Okay, let's talk. Let's talk, people. Everybody's gone quiet. If we go quiet, we finish it to be a well. Thank you, ma.
That means my second phase of contribution.
Yes.
Like Baba said, there are some children are not cultured. Children are cultured. Obi won't go leko. And it's over by echo is the person that will be able to instill discipline in our child. Shani Tujabe, as a parent, another parent or another Agbalagba cannot even talk to you. You take offense, you start giving attitude. How would that person train a child? Do you get?
Yeah.
And I see, some people on a table of 10, what's a new family?
Oh my God.
That is meant for friends and family.
Yeah.
You as one single family, you might not even buy the ashwebi. So people are not keen about buying ashwebi. They just want their families and friends to come. But one of the friends, Agaga Kotu church member, will come only to one and look after a month later down see Bisha Atumudani. Just one family would have occupied a table of 10. Maybe the guests, the couple invited 200, you know. That is 10 tables. But you, one person, at you occupy a table. And your children will not stop there. They will go to the next table. And we'll condiments, Papa no, didn't concord, don't see them. And want to be receiving low for work back. Mama Musen, Mama she drinking, Mama Mula, the rightful owner of that's those tables down my head for what I want. That is one. Then secondly, I remembered I anchored an event some time ago. It was a traditional wedding. Shama be time couple manjo kosi.
Hello, ma.
Hello,
yes, I can hear you, ma. Sorry.
It be time couple manjo kosi.
Ben.
That they have decorated for the couple.
Yeah.
Or cover day.
Yes.
The manjo kosi to
yeah.
expecting. while the ọkọ was still doing ìdọ̀bálẹ̀.
Yeah.
Àwọn ọmọ ìwọ́n máa pọ̀ o. These are the events tó ṣe strictly no invite. In this UK ni o, not even Nigeria. The kids were running helter-skelter. Wọ́n ṣe ń gbé balloon, wọ́n gbé drink. Wọ́n tún lọ jókòó sórí ibi tí ọkọ àti ìyàwó máa jókòó sí gbogbo balloon. What do you call it? The garlands, tó fi decorate ibẹ̀ wọ́n ti fọ́ tán kí ọkọ àti ìyàwó kan tó débẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ tó dọ̀bálẹ̀ tán. That is that about that. And your second question, why don't we involve family members anymore?
Yeah.
Ẹ̀yin àgbà bọ̀, ẹ̀yin àgbà tẹ́ wà lórí ètò tó ṣe bí òwe màsà. Wọ́n ní tí ikú ilé ò bá pani, tòde ò lè pani. We have lived with them. We grew up with them. We know ourselves. Àmọ́ èèyàn tó jẹ́ ẹni bí apọ́nmọ́wẹ̀. We know the nasty uncles that don't even like our parents. Àmọ́ àwọn ìyá kọ̀ọ̀kan, àwọn aunties títí wa tí wọ́n ti ẹ̀ fẹ́ rí bóyá màmá wa sójú ni o àbí bàbá wa. Àmọ́ àwọn aunties àti uncles kan tó jẹ́ pé tí wọn ò bá olójú ìyá ṣọmọ lóore, whenever our parents was not there, láì ṣẹ̀wọ̀n wọn kàn dédé fún ẹ ní kò lórí wọn fún ẹ létí. Those traumas still lingers. You know what I'm saying? They just don't like you for no reason. And some of them would even behave like they've seen your future. Wọ́n wùwà bí ìgbà tó ti rí ọjọ́ ọ̀la yín. Tẹ̀tí wọ́n grow up pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wọn. And they see that ọwọ́ tẹ̀yìn gbé ó fẹ́ lè ju tàwọn ọmọ wọn lọ. Your education is smooth. Succeeding bóyá àwọn ọmọ wọn ò ṣe dáadáa. Ṣé mọ̀? Inú wọn ò ní dùn. And you know, wọ́n ti ẹ̀ fi hàn ẹ̀wọ̀n ṣe pé eléyìí ò ṣe pé maybe they are fetish. No.
They're just.
So why do you want to involve such family members
in your events? Yeah. I think there was even one. There was.
I believe that is the reason why most people
now do people that they prefer to be around, people that they love to be around.
Yeah, everybody. I want to man bad. You are going to say,
yes. Yes. I remember that you and I had an event recently, and I were asking the bride to take picture with one of her aunties, like a grand auntie, and the bride was Okonlera. I had to use common sense. She doesn't want to. She didn't want to. And I've also a lot of events where the bride will actually particularly message me and say, this particular person, please don't let this person pray for me. So I know where you're coming from, ma. Thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate your contribution.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for those that are commenting, those that are just joining us. We're talking about the strictly by invitation culture that is very common now, and strictly no children and weddings that we are doing nowadays, especially traditional wedding. Why? How did we get to this point? Back in the days, we used to be like family affairs. Anything that we're doing, all our cousins from mother side, from father side will come. We hardly involve outsiders. But nowadays, we have more of outsiders than people that are close to us. And we are saying, why? How did we get here? Is it part of our culture? Is it something that we borrow? What is the implication of all this? And people are beginning to say different things about why it is like that. Please, guys, continue to leave your comments. Let me read comments on Instagram as well.
I forgot to mention something before I disappear.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, sometimes these our children that are getting married.
Yes.
We want to pay money, but that our parents would even be begging Joe to be alone, Joe. But that will want to be Jamaica, especially any motion, very very bad. Because no,
our aunties and uncles on the show Shege Pro Max fún ya ẹ. Yeah. Yes.
But ìyá mi gan kò dúró sínú ilé yẹn láti tọ́jú ọmọ ẹ̀. Àwọn tó lé ìyá ọmọ yẹn kúrò nínú ilé yẹn ni ọjọ́ wedding ẹ wá fẹ́ wá gba glory pé yìí lẹ tọ́ mi. Excuse me.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. That's a very vital point, you know, and that happens a lot of times. Like the one I was referring to, just a few days to the event, the bride had to message me and say, Auntie, please, this particular person, I don't want them to pray for me. This particular person, I don't want them to touch my head. This particular person, I don't want them to come near me. And that child happens to have lost a mom. And we don't know what happened. We don't know what transpired. And that is why we as Alagas sometimes, as MCs, as event hosts or event planners, we kind of bridge the gap. We kind of fight some silent battles that Lord have mercy, that they had to use wisdom, because this particular auntie was keen about touching this child. This particular auntie was keen about laying hands on this child, and this child has mentioned me, not a child, the bride has told me that please, under no circumstance must you let this person touch me. So if that particular bride has a way, she will probably not invite that person, but because of diplomacy and what have you, she had to allow the person to come. These are the things that we are talking about. Thank you, Olalekan Ayonunga, for sending a heart. Thank you so much, everybody that's sending us heart and sending us gift. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate that. Now let me read comments. Mommy John because no love, no unity anymore. It's true. Back in the days when we were growing up, there was love, there was unity. I just Batamangbe face me and slap you. Everybody was on the same level. Nobody cares about what other person is doing. We were always happy together. But just like the last caller said, so that's one day, that's one day, you know, things like that. No more unity, no more love. Back in the day, we used to have a lot of unity and love. Then that's really what they said. It is easier to coordinate non-family members than family members at parties, especially if the party is Owambe. That's another thing. And when you invite family members, you know, they mama take preeminence, they might take control, or they want to be in charge. And like Toxa said, sometimes it's easier to control outsiders. We are talking about reasons why people are now doing strictly by invitation weddings, especially traditional weddings, or strictly no children. That's what we're talking about. And why people now involve more outsiders than family members. You know, those days it was a family affair. Wedding was a family affair. But nowadays, me, if a family member need to see me, people are almost excluding family members nowadays because of the tanu, because of all the things that somebody has done. And I think another thing is because this generation had decided to stop being unnecessarily diplomatic. Our fathers were diplomatic. Our parents were like, but I'm more simani no. I don't want Uncle Agbada in my wedding. I remember when Uncle Agbada was showing you Shege Pro Max. Uncle Agbada was the reason you and my dad never be together till today and stuff like that. So children stop being diplomatic. They are now confrontational. They don't care. Mommy, I don't even know them. I haven't seen them in 10 years. Why do you want them at my party? You know. So those are the reasons why we now have a lot of strictly by invitation. Thank you so much, Olalekan Ayonunga. Thank you. Remain blessed as well. And then somebody said, exactly, some so-called mother or father are even more terrible than their children. Now, when we're talking about strictly no children, some parents are home, me oleko. In fact, that one that the picture cited as an example, imagine me, I have a party and event, and my guests are supposed to be 100. Now, you have already come. My guests have not even arrived. You came with a family of 7, father, mother, and 5 children. I have been to a place where, like the picture said, that the mother had occupied a seat, the dad occupied a seat, and their 5 children occupied seats. And I could hear this woman telling sorry, Auntie Jola, please, ma, this number is what you will call me on. I'm going to call the number. She's trying to call me. I'm using that number now. Let me call the number that you can call me on, ma. No, this mother was saying, I could hear her saying, I'm not making any food when I get home. You know, I was like, so you want to feed the whole family before you leave. And these are the kind of people that will come and just finish eating and leave. They will not even bother to give the number. Please hold on for a second. Hold on, ma'am. Let me call the number. Auntie Joella, I know you're trying to get hold of me. Please call me on 078. Not sure if you can hear me, ma'am. 078 yeah, 5793. That's 078. If you can hear me, ma. 078-632-5793. That's the number to call me on. If you want to call me and have your say, please, I'll be waiting for your call. God bless you. Thank you, Bukilicious, for writing it on TikTok. Now, let me read what MC Monai said here. Please bear with me. She said, someone said, Mommy Joanna Lucas said, even they do this in church. They will invite only their friends for their parties. So sad. Yes, ma'am. Then MC Mona said, one even said, I don't want my grandma to pray for me. The other alaga that doesn't know what the bride wants said, alaga, let the grandma pray. I just quickly said they will after the party. It's true. Sometimes these children, thank you, Yahoo Baba. God bless you for writing the number. I have pinned it. Auntie Joella, please pick up the number. Kokpe. How much pay? Oh, yeah, let into pay. 078-632 245 632-45793. 078-632. Yeah, I think we missed the 4. There is a 4 missing, ma. There's 4. 078-632-45793. Yes, thank you, ma. So, when people say that they don't want a particular person at their weddings, they must have their reasons. There are different reasons that we have mentioned today. You know, oye gbanyen imi ro bia ika pọ̀ tó báyìí, ika ọ̀pọ̀ tó yìí, you know, ika ti pọ̀ gan sin. Then another thing is some family members, because of the new massive migrations, people don't live at home, they don't even know who this person is anymore, so they don't want to have anything to do with them. Thank you, MC Monai. God bless you, ma. Thank you, Yahoo Baba. Thank you so much, everybody, for writing the number. So please call me on 078-632-45793. Yes, you can call me on that number so that we can have this conversation and have it done with. So basically, people have their reasons for doing strictly by invitation. Now let's talk about that. Okay, fine. Nítorí ìdìbà làwọn èèyàn ṣe fẹ́ lágbádá bí ìfẹ́ ní wedding mi, tàmẹ̀dò mi ìfẹ́ ní wedding mi. I don't want children because some children can be unruly. Like the example that somebody just cited now. Imagine a woman coming to an event with her husband and 5 children. Èrò mélòó ni mo pè nígbà tẹ́yìn méje nínú family kan bá ti occupy a seat. Back in the days, we don't use hall. We don't use to mind how many. Abaya àti Laurent share. Ibi tẹ́ bá rí ẹ jókòó sí, you know. Amasha ta tent ni. There was no restriction then, and then it was more of family. But nowadays, you have 7 people already from one family occupying a table of 10. Mbo làwọn àlejò tó kù fẹ́ jókòó sí, and the woman now telling her son, "Wo, ẹ jẹun yo, make sure you eat. Oh, when you get home, I'm not giving you any food." You know that kind of thing. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé pè tó wọlé. Ash. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. God bless you, ma'am. Thank you for calling ETO IGBEYAWO. Welcome to the show, ma. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Empress Joan Ojela. I'm calling from UKSS.
Thank you, ma. Thank you for calling, ma. Let's have your say.
It's just regarding the topic today.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's something that I've experienced in many ways, especially with the children hanging about parties. And I remember when we were growing up, we never went to parties with our parents. We only attend children's parties. We don't go to elderly parties.
Okay.
And then once they're doing this now, most of the parents don't even control their children. They were running up and down, bumping. There was one instance where someone's cake was even on the floor. because of a child running up and down,
Jesus.
just bumping into the cake that was
Oof.
displayed. So it's just, I don't know, parents of nowadays, they don't care where, because they have to attend parties, they just bring the children in, and they don't even take care of them. They're not responsible. They just do their own thing and leave the children to be roaming about. There was a case where they were even looking for a boy, and I thought to myself, how can a parent be looking for her son? Your son should be next to you where you are sitting down, not jumping over the place. And then, regarding inviting guests, before, I'm happy for our children the way they are even conducting things now. But for example, with my daughter said, Mom, I don't know this person from Adam. Why is she here? And it's true. She said, it doesn't mean, I have realized that doesn't mean because I've known you for 40 years, you're entitled to be at my party. What is our relationship? I know some people for the past, look at me and you, how many years now? I've known some people for years and they haven't impacted my life in any way the way you have. And these are some of the things you have to look at. It doesn't mean because you've known somebody for 50 years, that encourages them to be at your party. Even when you're doing some meaningful parties, you need people that you know when you see them, they've impacted your life, they've impacted your children's life, either in your business, in your career. It has to be a mixture. It doesn't have to be just family. So family, I'm not even entitled to even sit on that chair. It's just a shame to say that. Because the way some of them have been in your life, in your children's life, or even as you said, some examples, some of them are the cause of some people's breakup or things like that. So why do you want to be, and why do I want to invite you when I know I'm not going to be happy seeing you on my birthday or my special day? So I think that you have to really think about, because some landmarks are something that you want to be seeing your album, you want to be seeing your video and you'll be happy. You don't want to be seeing people that will make you upset. And that's one thing I've realized.
Thank you so
much. When I was having my last birthday, even my 50th, my 60th, I was selective and I don't look at people's face. When I'm doing things like that. But I want my day to be happy. I want to be happy from the beginning to the end, talking about calling people, not but that's not for me. It's the point. So these are the things we really need to look at when we are
inviting people.
The moment inviting people. And also it's also good to have a mixture of everything. People from your career, your network brand, people that you met along the way. You know, it's good to, it doesn't have to be just family.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And well done once again for the good job you're always doing.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, and I want to say something that as much as we think, I know that we are older than children, even for me, I can remember so many things as a young child that happened to me. And that's for children too. And that's when I said, Mom, no, I don't want her. And I don't want a case where if my daughter is having a wedding, I'll be one of the factors that didn't make her happy because I invited one auntie that she didn't like.
Thank you so much.
And I feel that some of them already know who they want. Even their laggers, they know their laggers they want. But that's not because you are here. You say, Mom, no matter where I am, auntie has to be my lagger. Auntie has to be my lagger.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. This day is coming very soon in Jesus' name.
Amen. It's important than anything that we are doing, we have to reflect life. In our job, in anything, because you don't know who's watching you. So that is very important as well. So thank you so much, my darling sister.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, Empress Joella Omolara. Colin, thank you. We celebrate you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you, ma'am. That was very, very powerful contribution. We celebrate you, ma'am. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Yes, ma'am. Now, people, that's calling from someone. I mean, I think everything that she has mentioned tonight is very important. She does cake. She bakes. And she was saying that on one of the occasions that the cake was on the floor just because somebody invited some unruly children. Sometimes people do it for their health and safety. Some children will go and break their neck, do whatever, and mess things up and embarrass their parents and also embarrass the celebrant. And then also, she talked about the fact that people have to invite people that have impacted their life. I can't just invite people just because I want to invite people. I will invite people because they have meaning to my life. There are people that I have not seen for years, people that have seen that have shown me Shege Pro Max. Why will I be doing Ojo Aye and invite them just because me Somilenu? At the end of the day, that is what we will end up having. You know, I particularly remember on one occasion that these people were having a party for their parents, and one of the aunties were saying, Egbon Wani, so we have to tell you how to do things. The person was like, excuse me, Egbon Yini Boti Yati Wani, we are all adults. And the auntie got offended. You know, why would you get offended? Any that by one, especially 70th birthday for one, that but they can make decisions on their own. You are saying because you are the auntie, you are the younger sister to the celebrant, they have to do it your certain way. These are the things that people are now avoiding. You know, that kind of thing. Then you have to think about people that make you happy, not people that you will see on your event and you'll be so sorrowful and be like, why did I even allow this person to come? You know, a lot of factors that one has to consider before you invite people to your event. Particularly, again, one of the reasons why people stop inviting children to events is that, like nowadays, some of the events are even sexualized. You see things that people are doing, children cannot witness it. Children cannot witness some of the activities that happen in some of the events, especially the after parties. And then back in the days as well, you know, family house not to share party, you know, we can say yeah, go no and stuff like that. But nowadays we do events at venues and you see children sleeping 9, 10, 11, or to pass their bedtime. So those are one of the reasons why people don't actually call want children at their parties as well. Hey, Aria Susie, it's nice to have you here, sis. God bless you. So many factors that are influence the habit of strictly by invitation and strictly no children allowed parties. Now let's quickly talk about when it comes to our culture, is it adding value or reducing value? What do you think? We're talking about the pros and cons of this particular thing. What can we say that we miss out by allowing these things to happen this way? What can we say that we can't invite people that we don't like? So what do we miss? When we used to have, thank you, sis, thank you, Aria, God bless you, man. What did we miss? Let's talk about the cons now. Fine, a lot of factors. This person does not even like me anyway. Why will I force myself to have this person at my event? This person's ideology does not match mine. This person have not impacted me in any way, so why should I invite them and stuff like that? Now let's talk about other stuff. These children are unruly, they jump about, they do stuff, they mess stuff up. Like the auntie that just called now, she said sometimes or some time ago that they found the cake on the floor. Imagine wedding cake on the floor because I'm more comfortable. So sometimes as well, to prevent stuff like that, we could say strictly no children, strictly by invitation. Now let's talk about some of the things that we used to enjoy back in the days when everybody could come together that we're now missing out. Let's talk about it, because some of them I miss, and sometimes I wish I could turn back the hand of the clock. So what are those things that we miss that I wish we could bring back, you know, if not for all these things that we are saying? Let me read what Mommy John, a taste of African. Okay, that's the answer. Just what she said. There was a case where a child set off the alarm. Oh Jesus! We all had to evacuate the premises. Oh my God! The fire brigade came. The celebrant had to pay extra for that. Imagine how monla set off alarm. Imagine that. Then Mommy Simona says the fact that nowadays we can't caution other people's children. We miss that part. Yes, nothing like gaining peace. One of the things that we will probably miss from back in the days when when things used to be done in family way, especially traditional wedding. You just said it. There's nobody would say don't talk to my child like that and stuff. And things were better, let's be fair. Unlike nowadays. Although there was a lot of abuse in disguise back in the days. That I remember when I was small, I used to go and hide behind the door. You people should not laugh at me. And I will not be crying. I don't like what they're doing to me. I'll be doing like this behind the door, but they dare not catch you. They catch you, you're in trouble. Because one auntie has told you off for a particular offense. And sometimes that you did not even offend them. They just attribute this habit of telling everybody off. One auntie will have told you off. The second auntie will say the same thing. will tell you for the same offense. The third auntie will tell you for the same offense. The fourth auntie, it will now go around. Oh, lórí ẹ̀, olórí pẹtẹkí, oh, rẹ́sẹ̀, ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ gbígbẹ, oh, rí mú ẹ̀, oh, ní mú gogoro, oh, lójú ẹ̀, olójú, on top waiting. I used to go, what if they catch you when you're doing like this? If they catch you where you're doing like this, that your finger, you will hear them. But then, sometimes personally, I appreciate and celebrate when the community used to raise a child where everybody would tell a child off for misbehaving, where everybody would control the child and caution the child. But sometimes I felt some people took it to the extreme. I actually still suffer from a bit of trauma from unnecessary. That's why I don't like people telling a child off unnecessarily, repeatedly. If care is not taken, the child will lose confidence. I don't even know where I managed to be able to have confidence, because they used to tell us of that day. Any little thing want to boo, any little want to boo, mama run one shell, they will be telling us stuff. I remember when they used to spit on the floor. They will say, "It ought to go to Silei." They will now send you like 5 different things. They will now say, 5 naira, rice 50 kobo. They rice 50 kobo. They didn't. Well, you will not be saying it on the street as you are going, because if you forget, you will smear yourself that day. So I particularly, I don't know why, I was a bit traumatized with stuff like that. When they kept on telling a child off, I support the community way of raising a child, but then we should also bear in mind that some of these things can be quite traumatizing, and that does not give us an excuse that we should not let our child be rotten. But balance in everything. MC Monites, I told you not to laugh at me. You're laughing at me. Those days within families, we missed the bonds. Yeah, we had this bond that was going on then. The fact that nowadays we can't caution other people's children is there. Then we made the bond. We were so bonded. In fact, everybody was our cousin. In fact, nowadays I'm beginning to wonder, this particular person that used to call my cousin back in the day is not really actually my cousin. We're not blood related. We are just so close. We're so closely knitted together. Then we had less abuse, even though there was going on, but it wasn't this bad. Or should we say we're not exposed to all this kind of abuse. Back in the days, there's this thing that everybody kind of do the same thing. What's happening in A's house, what's happening in B's house. We were so bonded. Family was good then. Community was great. And we missed the family gossips. Oh yes, Sister Bukilicious is lady. We used to give people name in my house. Those people will not know that we call them that name. They will not know that we call them that name. And I'm sure that that's how they will call us names as well from other people's house. Because my own house, we're all very tall. I'm sure they have a nickname for all of us, but we didn't know. But we used to gossip about other people. Like you said, we used to have this family bond and gossips and stuff. The issue of distance family getting married to each other was not happening, as we all meet at parties. Yes, nowadays, cousins don't even know each other. Yes, there was a day I brought a show here of siblings, half siblings that got married to each other. Wanted to be Momeji. They had 2 kids before they got to know that they are siblings. Because nowadays people don't even get to see each other. They don't get to see each other. Like my children now, they've not met most of my nephews and nieces because they are here, and those ones are back in Nigeria. Even those who are back in Nigeria, some of them are in the north, some are in the west, some are in the east. Back in the days, we know each other. We knew everybody. In fact, I remember when I was young, when I was going on the street, somebody would call me and say, "Wan Bibai, Isha Malagwaja Koni wo Isha." And of course, you will know. Everybody knows each other's house. When you sit on the street, people know. And it had a lot of advantage over us then. We knew we had to behave ourselves. We couldn't afford to mess around because everybody was able to behave well. So we could see Lagwaja mistakenly marry or Lagwaja cousin come marry around because we're all knitted together back in the days. Pardon me. And then I miss the house parties, yes, but I'm still selective on who I invite. I have always watched who I allow in my space. Yes, ma'am. So we miss all the house parties. We miss all the I want to put it there. I want to Djibouti there. I want to yeah. And back in the days, we used to have all these mommy Badon, mommy Eko, mommy Abeokuta, mommy this. It used to be fun. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I miss those days. I really definitely miss those days. And I'm not even sure whether those days are ever gonna come back again, because people have now migrated to all different parts of the world. Nobody live at home anymore. Everybody has scattered. I remember then that when there is a particular festival or an event coming up, everybody comes home from all over the world. We come home, we gather at home. We don't do that anymore. So obviously we miss those days. We miss the bond, we miss the gist, we miss the family get together, and etc. and etc. Now, we need to talk about the fact that modern trends, TikTokers, they are already telling us that if we don't do something, that the life is going to end. So please don't let them end the life. You know, we need to kind of stay active, TikTokers. Yes. So we had we had so many mommies. We had so many mommies, so many aunties, and nobody felt superior, nobody felt inferior. We're all, on the same levels, on the same categories. And that's why nowadays, when you go to events as MCs and you bring back some of the songs that we used to sing back in the days, everybody know it. We sing it in Ibadan, we sang it in Ibadan, in Lagos, in Nigeria, in Ogun State, everywhere. We sang the same song. We had the same childhood. So it was fun. It was beautiful. I miss those days, definitely. Sometimes when I'm gisting my daughter, she will say, "Child, mommy, you really enjoyed yourself." In the days where we play in the rain, in the days where we do 10-10, in the days where we when we come all together, we eat on the same pot, we eat from the same pot, we do similar stuff. It was beautiful. And then there was this bond. Somebody's wedding is everybody's wedding. We were all there. And I miss my days of Lombardy, when we saw Lombardy, and then we'll be part of the ceremony. So it's just so sad. It's just so sad. TikTokers, please keep tapping, or else they're gonna send us off. We have a lot of cultural shifts and the modern trend that is causing all this trouble as well. It's not really a trouble per se, whether or not we like it, we are now more modern than we used to be. Yeah, we used to do suwe, we used to do badi. We did it. I remember those days. And we used to do Who is in the Garden. Little fine girl. Oh, it was beautiful. And then and again, I remember back in the days when my parents takes us to weddings, she will be saying to her, "Ṣé orí lágbájá òun ló ń ṣe ìyàwó yẹn o, kò kọjú ẹ mọ́bi tó ń lọ o, má jẹ́ kéèyàn kọ́kọ́ kí ẹ mọ́lẹ̀ o," that kind of thing. They kind of use them as examples for us. They kind of they encourage us to want to stay focused and stuff like that. And then nowadays as well, one of the reasons that are also causing challenges could be because of budget and space. Back in the days, like Bukilicious rightly said, we had all these things on the streets. We would just put tents and then cover the streets. You just go and put at the end of your street, at the beginning of the streets on both sides, and say road closed. Nobody can tell us not to, like by one man shy soon. But we didn't have a lot of sexuality in our events back in the days. Nowadays, you see people. I don't even want my children to go to certain parties actually nowadays, because you see even the bride is half naked. Sometimes these are the things that people say, because what you now do nowadays is too much. And some people say strictly no children, because they know that what they're going to be saying is not pleasant to the hearing of children. So that's another reason why people don't allow children at their parties anymore. Then security, somebody has said it, kashe party, there's no more security nowadays. One has to be careful. Then the what's it called? The financial bit of it. The financial bit, the budget is not that buoyant, So as a result of that, and back in the days, if anybody get married, remember that when we were young, who remember those days? My own mommy will cook her own food. Your own mommy will cook her own food. We used to have this red cooler then. Everybody had it. Your mommy, I don't know if you remember those days. Èrò tí bá pè àwọn máa ṣe oúnjẹ fún wọn. Èrò tí ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn sí mi bá pè àwọn máa ṣe oúnjẹ fún wọn. Èrò tí so the couples are not compelled to cater for everybody. I remember that the days only kind of about any event, party, whether wedding or whatever, everybody will cook their own food to serve their guests. That was another thing that we used to do back in the days that made it easy. But nowadays, everybody's coming to eat at Auntie Lagbaja's wedding without giving Auntie Lagbaja money. Auntie Lagbaja would rather say, "Ro, Emma, why was she gone?" You know, those are the reasons. But we really miss it. It's red and yellow cooler etigato. You know, back in the days, we used to have the yes, making my mind. We make stuff. Yeah, we make stuff. We bring stuff along. We and then party or tea later you I feel impress everybody. Láyé ìgbà yẹn, ṣáàtì ẹ̀ máa ń taṣọ sórí table. Wọ́n náà wọ́n chair onírin kan. Tẹ́pẹ́ chair yẹn tó bá mistakenly gbélé ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ báyẹn, ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ máa fẹ́ bọ́. Those are what we had then. But nowadays, decoration, there was no precarious things that are easy to spoil back in the day that we'll be afraid. But nowadays, the decoration is so delicate, you know. So these are the reasons why people don't normally want to involve children nowadays. Back in those days, the chair that we used to do parties low chair cover and learning, I want chair only come back in the days. So there was no reason for anybody to be afraid that any child will spoil anything. So those are the reasons that then we didn't have any strictly by invitation. Then we need to actually, to me, I think we need to actually find balance. We need to find balance. Yeah, family will contribute food and stuff like that back in the days. Now we need to find balance. In as much as I really recommend that people should invite people that they love, people that cherish, people that has contributed one way or the other to their lives, people that have been there for them to their event. Let us strike a balance. Let us not completely throw away the issue of family. You know, another thing that could cause people to not want to invite people, like for instance, I experienced it a few times when I have an event and people will now leave. They will not call you and be reporting yourself to you. Party oh kimi dada ọjọ́ party ẹ̀yẹn ojú kan báyìí ìgbà tó kọjá tí mo náwó fún ẹ báyìí ló ṣe gbà iṣẹ́ kó gbà báyìí ọjọ́ party ẹ̀yẹn àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ ló kàn kí gbogbo yẹn náà máa ń súnyàn you know tó pé mọ̀ pé you know wọ̀ ṣé torí pé mo ń pè yín ni ẹ ṣe wá rojọ́ pé mi ò kí ní dáadáa àbí kẹ́ pé kíní kan so sometimes as people who do it to avoid wahala pé tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ṣáà wáyé ṣáà ní wá rojọ́ lé mi lórí so let's just balance it up. To me, I still miss those days. I wish we could turn back the hand of the clock and do things better. Family will always be family. MC Monite, roasted chairs. So I wish we could bring back the hand of the clock. Family bonding, community, sense of community, the love, the fact that we are allowing children to see all these legacies. If not for social media nowadays, we will not even be seeing each other. Most of the time, I have my cousins that I have not talked to in years. I only see them on social media. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. It's not the same. I wish we could balance things. Let's just balance it. You understand? Balance. I'm not saying you should be friends with people that you don't like, but then let's balance things up. You know, I will still invite some family members no matter what. Let's keep the family bonding. You know, some of the truth, that's true. My engagement in Nigeria, my grandfather closed the road in Idumagbo in Lagos. The same as my in-laws to party till the morning. Lagos was safe. Yes, back then, Nigeria was safe. We used to do something that they call Aisun. Yeah, we call it Aisun. Where we party all night. Ayé ìgbà yẹn bójú barista náà pé bójú olórin kan náà pé wọ́n máa kọrin mọ́jú ni wọ́n máa náwó mọ́jú ni ó máa ń dùn o. Àmọ́ tí ìgbà yẹn náà but it was nice, àdúgbò peaceful. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn gan ọmọ mi gan omi tó sùn sí ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ kan náà máa ti gbé láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì bí ní ìwọ sùn sí ẹlòmíì gan yàrá ní yàrá náà máa ti lọ gbé pé lágbájá ibi ló sùn sí. But nowadays it's not the same. The security is not there. Certain things are just not allowed. But most importantly, let us create balance. Our tradition encourages family bonding. It encourages family unity. It encourages that we raise our children. I know that yes, strictly no children party is okay. And I remember the first time I treated this topic when we say about strictly no children. Nowadays there are alternatives. People that want to have children at their parties, they organize creche facilities. I even brought somebody on the show. Then I used to bring guests. I brought somebody on the show that has a creche for parties. But then you imagine pé àwọn event ó máa ti contact àwọn event pé if you need a creche for your parties, I'm available to do it for you. So that they pay ó máa wà nínú yàrá kan, and the adults will be doing their own thing, the children will be doing their own thing. You know, it's beautiful. I just hope that we're able to come back to all those days of doing things right. But having said that, Yorùbá náà lọ tí wọ́n bọ̀ tó ní ayé ń yí lọ à ń tọ̀, ayé ń yí lọ à ń tọ̀. There's nothing we can do. Life is evolving, you know, and things are changing. But then, ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ lẹ́nu, ẹ má jẹ́ sọ ẹbí nù. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you should now start relating with families that don't like you. You don't force yourself on them, but there are some good ones that you can still connect to. I always say to people, if you notice that this person is your family but is your enemy at the same time, remember that Cain and Abel were siblings, and back in their own days, they were the only human being on earth. Cain, Abel, and then the parents. The parents, those are the people that were around, because Adam and Eve were around. I don't even know how Cain learned how to kill. There was no gang around that time. There was no gun. There was no killing. But Osha Paburesha killed it out of jealousy. In fact, the Aburo was trying to bridge the gap, saying, hey, Egbomi, I know that your countenance has dropped. Let's go to the field. Let's go and resolve things. And that's how Abel was murdered. And that's how till today, Abel's blood is crying from the ground. Abel could have stayed here. As much as I love family union, as much as I love family bonding, as much as I love family to come together, if you have tried to be friends with the family and somebody is telling you that you should avoid them, please do avoid them. You don't want the family that will send you to your early grave just because you're trying to be friends. But then as Nigerians, as Yoruba people especially, we do love family. We enjoy family bonding. And I pray and hope that things will get better. People can read between the lines now. They run from the toxic relationship. Yes, if the relationship is toxic and you have done your best to make sure that you fix it, it's not fixing, let it go. So that don't let your blood stay inside your body. Yo. Don't your blood go and be crying inside the ground. Yo. Your blood has nothing to be doing inside the ground. Let it stay inside your veins. You know? In your body. Lord have mercy. Anyways, but lórí ètò àti ní fàdàgbà ètò ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu, we're just going to go to the abala kíni very quickly. This one is a bit, I don't know if it's something that we've been hearing about lately, about a woman, a lady that got married, and her best friend was her maid of honor. Recently, it's not, this one happened recently. It's not something that's happened in the days. Recently, the maid of honor, who is her best friend, was the happiest person according to her during her wedding. It was after the wedding that she now found out that this particular person has been having a relationship with her husband for quite a while, even before their wedding, secretly. And even after their wedding, they're still sleeping together. And this lady got to know, the lady got to know that her husband has been sleeping with her maid of honor before her wedding. And after her wedding, they're still sleeping together. What would you have that kind of person do? What would you have that kind of person do? This person, her maid of honor, was her bestie. And then, according to her, recently, about 6 months ago, the person now realized that the happiest person at her wedding, who happens to be her maid of honor, had relationship with her husband, then a fiancé, for quite a while without her knowing. And then after the wedding, they were still sleeping together. And she actually found out 100%. So what would you have that kind of person do? We have this abala as in, what would you have this person do? This person is asking, what do you want me to do? What do I do? Should I leave my marriage of 6 months, or should I continue? What am I supposed to do at this point? I'm not talking about fables. I'm not talking about something that I come up with. I'm talking about something that happened. I can even send the evidence to some of us if you're interested. This particular person is asking, what will I do? Goodbye to the bestie. Of course, that one is 100% sure. Goodbye to the bestie. But what would you do? Ma.
Goodbye to the bestie and goodbye to that good riddance to that rubbish husband. I'm talking for myself.
6 months wedding o wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wedding rẹpẹtẹ ni o big wedding.
Torí pé àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe yẹn gangan ló máa jẹ́ kí n tètè give up because firstly some people would say àwọn fẹ́ fi wedding yẹn lẹ̀ fún ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀. Don't forget that according to what you said. They've been having affairs before we got married.
Yeah.
So whether I end the relationship with that my friend or my husband, wọ́n ṣì máa continue. Tí máa lé ọ̀rẹ́ mi jìnnà, mi ò tẹ̀lé ọkọ mi lọ everywhere. For the fact that wọ́n ti ń ṣe kí n tó ṣe ìyàwó, definitely the man loved her more than me. Bóyá wá fi mí ṣe pity party ló fi fẹ́ mi ni. Maybe he was probably thinking ibo ni mo fẹ́ tì sí or kí láyé máa sọ. They would have come out kakúkú mọ̀ pé betrayer ni ọ̀rẹ́ mi tí ó ti betray mi kán lọ fẹ́ra wọn tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n wà bold enough láti jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ báwọn ní affairs. Yes, it's going to be tough. I'm going to be sad. But if I say I should lay that ọ̀rẹ́ away, you continue pẹ̀lú ọkọ mi. Àfàìmọ̀ kó má jẹ́ àwọn mi ìkan nínú wọn máa ṣiṣẹ́ kó pa ọ̀tá olúwẹ̀.
Hell.
Tó àbádẹ́ wa ṣe é débẹ̀ pé kán pa èèyàn ẹ ti already di mẹ́ta nínú marriage yẹn.
Hey Jesus.
If you say okay o Christian ni mí mo máa gbàdúrà àdúrà mélòó ni mo fẹ́ gbà. Bí ṣe ń bímọ ló máa bímọ fọ́kọ mi.
Hey.
Yes, ọ̀rẹ́ máa tán. But ó ṣì máa wà nínú marriage yẹn.
Ó ga o.
Ẹ máa wà sad. So the best thing is
to leave.
Àti ẹ̀ lọ àtọkọ o àtọ̀rẹ́ o. Kí Ọlọ́run ṣèdájọ́.
Láàrin wọn. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. I'm sure everybody heard what the Vicky said. She said if that was her, she would definitely leave. She would definitely leave that marriage because it's dangerous. That friend can end up, which I also agree to. Initially, me say, "Rolo, see, Rolo, like, we only hurt to open."
Trust the total events. You
know that. Now that you are talking, because there was a case recently, a case online about a couple that similar situation, and they actually murdered the lady. Yes, now that you're talking, they murdered the lady. Let me read comments. They can comment.
They're not too long in that marriage.
Yeah. Somebody said goodbye to the. Oh God. Somebody said goodbye to that bad somebody said it's difficult. If she leaves her marriage, the bestie will definitely move in. Moving. Somebody said, I just can't comprehend. Me too. When I heard, I was like, hey, my mama, watching.
Don't be surprised. Won't surround you are gone. The best friend. Total events.
Somebody said the husband is a killer.
It's quite unfortunate that in this day and age, I want to pay issue.
Hey, I'm ashamed.
They are the weapon formed and fashioned
against
us.
And
the reason why it's happening like that is because I want to confide in you.
The husband is a killer. She should be careful.
No, see, gbogbo bó ṣe ti rí bó ṣe ń dùn tó ń dán. Wọn kò jẹ́ pé àwọn náà wà ní position tá wà nílé ọkọ. Even àwọn àti bí wàlẹ̀ tàti bí sùn yìí tàti pẹ́ nínú marriage. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa, some of them, devil incarnate, they cannot just bear to see you happy with that man. They want to take your position. And unfortunately for us, because we are either too trusting, there is one pastor in Peckham, you have your husband, 100%. You still have a friend to feel confide, Baba Ishebai. It is that friend that will now go back to that Baba, which is your husband there. Because any negative thing that you have told that your friend,
our man low against Benny.
My husband sometimes paranoid. But prevention is better than cure. Simbari eto fe ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Kò sí ọ̀rẹ́ mi kankan tó ní nọ́mbà ọkọ mi lọ́wọ́. Mo ti fi àwọn èèyàn ko àríkọ́gbọ́n, mo ti fi ti wọn kọ́gbọ́n. Ṣé àwọn tó ní nọ́mbà yẹn lọ́wọ́ yẹn. Ibi àìlú ọkùn lágbájá mo ní kí n kí yín ni. Orí ẹ burú ni kí ló fẹ́ kọ́kọ́ mi fún?
Wàhálà.
Ibi tí ìgbìmọ̀ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbà nìyẹn.
Hey gosh.
Maybe ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin yín.
Yeah.
Ó yẹ kẹ́ solve ẹ̀ as ọ̀rẹ́.
Yeah.
Àbí káwọn ọ̀rẹ́ yín tó kù bá yín solve ẹ̀. That person, that nasty ọ̀rẹ́ will now use the opportunity to say she wants to report you to your man. Wọ́n wá fantasy.
Hey, Jesus.
Then, as we all know, marriage is not bed of roses. Bóyá èèyàn gan at that time, ó ti ń ṣe àwọn certain things nínú ilé, bóyá ọkọ yẹn ti ṣẹ̀ mí, tí mo fẹ́ fún back to back, mo ti mọ̀ bí ṣe ń deal pẹ̀lú ọkọ wípé tí má ta sí hands down, àbí bóyá mo ti mistakenly, bóyá ṣẹ́ mọ̀, ọkọ náà á máa wò pé bó kúkú ṣe rí nìyẹn, ó ti fún ọ̀rẹ́ ní opportunity láti wá máa wọ́n ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yín, wọ́n ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn. So that is exactly what happened to that friend.
Yeah, but she said, according to the thing that leaked to her, she said they've been doing it before they got married. I don't know why, like you said, I don't know why he still went ahead and get married to that woman. I don't know why.
Maybe she realized it after she got married. You understand? Because during the courtship...
she realized it after she got married. But what I'm saying is, why did the man, knowing fully well that you love the friend, why did you go and marry this woman? You know, it's a pity that
what I said.
Yeah.
Married her out of pity.
Shows of
out of pity.
Like somebody said, let me read comments here. Yeah, let me read what MC Mona said. She said, the husband is a killer. She should be careful of the husband. Let her follow her mind. But for me, Odabo. Yeah, Baba said that's the truth. So, MC Mona said, I've never had bad friends. And I will never do. I pray. Because you will never know they are bad until you discover what they are capable of. Most of the time, people that you vouch for, you will think they vouch. Until you discover them, you will not know. Yeah, you will not know. Anyways, I'm not going to take too much of your time on this one. It's obvious. Personally, I would leave because definitely this person could cost me death. I remember recently, not too long ago, a few months ago, it was all over social media about a friend that killed her friend because of the husband. They didn't put it straight. Yes. So we need to be careful. So I think it would be right also to leave. Somebody says friend that can report you to your friend. It's not your friend. That can maybe report it to your husband. Maybe that your husband, hey, it's not your friend. Yeah, the thing is, only about shaking or tomorrow that you never know they are bad or they are bad. Most of them, you trust them, you believe. Like this person said, she even showed pictures. She said this person was the happiest on my wedding day. She was the happiest. She never knew she was bad until that thing happened. She never knew. She trusted her, you know. So that's why she was so shocked that what Lagbaja definitely leave the marriage. It's so sad, Sha, that this thing are happening. Now, let me say the second Abalakini Kiji very quickly because of time. I think we dwell on that, and I think it's quite straightforward. It's up to the person, but personally, I will leave for my safety. Like Bukisha said, it will be painful, it will hurt me. I will definitely leave for my own safety. Yeah, it's going to lead to murder. That kind of person can kill. I run away from both of them, the husband and the woman. I will never trust them, you know. Now, the second Abalakini Kiji is about a similar case, but this time around the wife does not even know. This one they're not new in the marriage. I had a friend who is also meant to be a family friend, talking to each other, you know, about each other's friend. Like I have a friend, we're always talking about her. So on this occasion, the husband confessed to the woman that, oh, yeah, and I'm telling you, I slept with her a few times. And the woman was like, "Sure, yes, I did. I slept with her. She's not who you think she is." The man confessed a few times. Then after some time, the man came back and said, "Mon chéri, you know when you kept saying, are you serious? Kó wá di all of a sudden kó wá mo kàn ṣeré ni mi ìbọ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀sìn àṣìmọ̀dé lè bọ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀sìn ṣá, you know, kí wá ní pé no, but ṣe sọ pé o pàṣẹ ní pé no mo ń ṣeré ní àní mi ò bá ṣe sẹ́ mo ń ṣeré ní sẹ́ ọ̀. Meanwhile kò sọ fún lẹ́ẹ̀kíní, kò sọ fún lẹ́ẹ̀mejì, kò sọ fún lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta, ó sọ fún bí about 4 or 5 times. Ó sọ fún ìyàwó lé pé òun bá ọ̀rẹ́ sùn tí yẹn ní what. Meanwhile ìyàwó lé yẹn náà ti ń guess pé nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ tí kò wá sure of. This man suddenly went and came back one day and said, mo ṣeré ni o, I'm just joking o. What would you have that wife, what should that wife do? You have a friend that always compare your marriage with hers, just run. Yes, that's true. So what do you think? People say that's not a joke. Total Event said kò ṣeré, he meant it. Oh God, that's not a joke. Mo bọ́rọ̀ ẹ sùn, mo bá sùn dáadáa. Gbàgbé ẹ̀, ta ni, kò kí ń ṣe ní tòrò. It's not who you think she is. She's this, she's that. Ìwọ ló rò bọ́rọ̀ ẹ, she's not your friend. And all of a sudden you said, mo ṣeré ni o. Wọ́n ní kò ṣeré. So what should that woman do? Obviously, that friendship is ended. You know, that friendship has ended as far as I'm concerned, if I'm defend. But what about the husband? I mean, kò ṣeré rárá. They have spoken, and the other lady won him. Okay, the husband coming back to say it's a joke gave it a second thought. Hey, I'm ashamed. Emma, wá o. Ọlọ́run máa ṣàánú fún wa o. This life, this world is upside down. Whoa, she should monitor them. Hey, Jesus. I mean, I don't know. This one is deep. It's deep, oh. It's deep. You know, like that kind of person, you'll be paranoid towards that person, wouldn't you? If I was the wife, I'll be paranoid towards that husband. I'll be paranoid. And they said they've been doing it for years and years. The woman does not know. She said it to the woman, bye. You know. And the friend is aware that they talk, but she did not even think that they could take it to that length. You know, she should monitor them. How does she monitor them? I'm a teaching con. I don't know, shall we to Malomba ọkọ rẹ̀ wọn. If she was ọkùnrin mi in time, I can tell you they are still sleeping together. Hey, Jesus. Kò ṣeré, find out the truth and let go of the public or community husband. Public husband, community. Otutu mumi. It's so annoying. Oh God. Anyways, it's a pity that some of these things, they're not joke, they're not something that we form, they're not fables, they're not something that come up and everything. And it's so terrible. It's so terrible. You know, I don't even know somebody that is a public toilet. The man is taking advantage of the woman being naive. Yeah. Public dog. Yeah. I think, to me, like I was listening to one woman today, she's a reverend. She said, I noticed that there's a girl that's been messing about with some married men in church. I warned her. She didn't listen. After service one day, even though the person is messing about with is not my husband, I slapped the girl. I said, what about the man? Why slap the girl? What about the man? The man himself should be disgraced in public. So it is a public dog. It's the man. The man is the issue here. You know, the woman is horrible, but then obviously the man is to me personally, the friend is terrible. And this friend we're talking about is married. He's a married friend of this woman, a friend of the wife. They are both married. They both know each other's family. They both know each other's husbands. They both know each other. You know, but she talks to the woman's husband, and the woman did not even think that, and the man confessed 5 different times. And the woman was like, what? Are you for real? The woman did not fight because she was still wondering, did you actually do that? And one day the man just came back and said, I'm just joking. And I said, are you serious? So the woman is asking me, babe, and I'm like, okay, let me bring it here. So possible give you and last but not the least, just as we are rounding off, last but not the least, is a man, a friend, very, very, 2 friends, and then one passed away, and the family, they know each other and everything, but one of the friends passed away. The man lost his friend, and himself and his wife are always having issues. You know, always having issues here and there. And this man is always confiding in the widow of his friend. Things that he doesn't discuss with his wife. He's always confiding in the widow of his friend. Initially, the lady will get to know, and later they stop letting her know that your husband is confiding in me. The woman is now like, how is that even possible? Why did you go and tell your friend's widow rather than tell me that it's wife? What I don't know about you, your friend's widow know about it. What do you do? You know, one is the woman's prayer that pushed the word out of his mouth. The woman should be very careful. It takes two to tango. The man is the issue. Marriage should be based on trust. Okay. Thank you so much. I think we are still commenting on the last one, on the previous one. The last one I'm saying, I'm not sure if did we hear this one I just said about a friend, a family friend, both of them, the family are friends, and then one of them passed on, the man passed away, and then the two wives were close, the husbands were close, but this time around one of the friends passed away. Now this man would always speak to his friend's widow rather than speak to his wife. You know, they're all together, they're all friends. So in that situation, what will you do?
Total event over to you, ma. Àti friends widow, only la one
Ah.
How would you confide your friend's widow and not your wife?
Yeah. He was confident.
That you cannot tell your wife or ask your wife for your opinion about whatever you've been discussing with your friend's widow. So definitely, you've been hiring your friend's widow. Abiki widow, you go see how you pay. Or you come you home and shake that down. Or come to I wish this man. Or wish could you fair. So opportunity one day. Or you have to take the sumo or rare. That is my own.
I am not sure if people heard this last one. What do you think? What should the woman do? Ma. Ekalema, God bless you, ma. They are intimate since the friend passed. The blank case to the widow.
Might be a different case.
Okay. Benny, ma.
Hello.
I'm going, ma. We can hear. I'm going, ma. We can hear you. Yes. Okay.
Most of Fancy Bookilicious, the one they the fact that the man is chatting with her, not really mean they have any relationship.
Okay.
When your man or my fee, I want to mean they just find it easy to flow with opposite sex. So that's about to so there is any string of time. Yeah, She was Sophia work in society. And that okay now. Mumbo. Only happen ma.
So what should the wife do? So what should the wife do? It's always happening. You know, the wife discovering that things that my husband never discussed with me, very important things about his life.
Okay, as the wife had a discussion with her husband.
I'm sure.
Has she confronted her husband?
So oh no, she saw it.
Only an interest in a woman here. Because she trusts her.
Somebody said yes, if possible. We don't know what's going on, and the woman has also confronted the widow, and the widow said, the widow said, this is the man that's always coming to me to talk to me and everything. And this person is always standing in gap for him. You know, standing gap for some of the things that the widow is doing.
She can also speak with the woman.
She did. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm explaining now. The woman says she has confronted the widow a few times, and the widow has said, but all I know is she's always standing up for the man. Always standing up for me. Only issue. Must standing for, must step in for. You know, me only lati, only the koko, must bashe and all of that. And the woman has said, why are you encouraging? I don't understand. The man is doing this, and you're also doing this. And you know, can you identify the issue? The long thing. Even on one of the occasions, the the man was keeping stuff at the widow's house and was having access to her house with the key, stuff like that, if you know what I'm saying. So it's deep.
Total event, everybody on this set. So the man has the key to the house of that widow.
Yeah, because she says yes. Somebody said they are intimate since the friend passed the blanket to the somebody said Olegba. Somebody said the widow should not encourage it. She might be innocent, so she must put a stop to it. Somebody said
giving her key to somebody else's husband.
Yeah. Somebody said boya won jijo pa oko any self. Somebody said le ajibole. Somebody said opposite sex compatibility. Why not another?
Friendship.
Yeah. Somebody said somebody said a promiscuous man will prefer to have a relationship with a widow or single mother. Very soon they will be comforting. Make your second wife, Abi. No. You know that they are quite close. They are quite close. They are very close family friends. You understand? So obviously, naturally, you want to take care of that woman, which is normal. But when it's coming to let me give you a key in case you want to come. When it comes to you confiding in the person without telling the wife. When it comes to you, like the person is always rescuing you, and anything about the man, the lady knows, the wife does not know, and stuff like that. And the wife
does not know.
And the wife has confronted the husband and the woman a few times. You understand? According to her, she has confronted the man.
Anytime the man got into trouble, the wife does not know. It's the widow that knows.
And like personally, I think that there might be nothing as it were at the beginning, but if care is not taken, something will happen.
The wife has confronted the widow. Comfortable. Comfortable.
Ara alẹ́ ẹni ló máa bá ní mọ̀ lámòdì kọ́mí lára tá máa pè. Wọ́n máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Mommy pastor said wọ́n máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ if they have not already. Oh, it is well. It is well. Anyways, advice la wá fẹ́ o. People, what should the woman do? TikTok, tap. Okay. Because the wife already cherishes the relationship. She doesn't want anything to tamper with the relationship. What should she do? Advise me.
It is not a relationship that you cherish, that cherishes you. You are the only one in that friendship. You are on your own. You just assume that they love you, but you are on your own. They probably love you because of it. Don't read more. They don't share. And they don't care about that relationship, no matter how long it is. So it's my own opinion. Somebody else might have a different opinion. On your own lowa. On your own lowa. You cherish that relationship so much, the person does not cherish that relationship. After all,
Is the woman friends with the other woman as well?
They are family friends. When you're more from the beginning. Yeah.
I mean,
yes, they are all friends When you're more, yeah, want each other, like they were into each other even before the man passed away. Yeah. Somebody said not a relationship to be cherished. I don't think anything is going on. This is always the label given to single mother and widows. We are not in their shoes. Okay. So, a taste of Africa, would you, as a widow or a single mother, have somebody, who is your ex's friend or like your late husband's friend, having coming to you to confide in you, give the key to the person's to your house to the person is talking to you about what she doesn't talk to his wife about, and the person now confronted the husband and also confronted you and said, no, I don't find it funny. Why are you guys like this? Why are you confiding in this person? Even if my husband is alive, let's forget about the person is even a widow. If my husband is alive and if his friend is confiding in me instead of his wife, maybe I didn't know before and I got to know, and the woman said, don't do this, my husband is talking to you and he's not talking to me, would you continue? Okay, mom, second mommy today. I'm at the oh yeah. Would you do it? Let's even forget about the person is a widow. Even if the person has a husband, your husband's friend is always confiding in you. You have a key, you live alone, but he comes to your house, he has a key, and then he talks to you about everything. Without the wife knowing, you help the person out. And the wife has complained to the husband and to you. Yeah.
If you cherish your relationship with the other one, you will withdraw. There will be boundaries.
There should be boundaries.
So that's about the most. Actually, the family friend, because once you join the tailor, so oh my easy, that's joy that talk to about farmer, and you don't put you under from the tailor, so come and chat. So it might be easier to confide in the man. But when it comes to coming to your house without the woman or the woman complaining, the other woman should be able to share his relationship and be a bit withdrawn and set boundaries.
Yes, I got it. Somebody said, I will not give my kids to him, and that's why I said she should not encourage it. Anyways, sometimes all these things, personally, people that know me, they know I'm a deep thinker. I take my time to look at situations because I watch a lot of CSIs, all these crime scene investigation. I watch a lot of, sometimes you don't just conclude and say somebody is doing something except you have evidence. But sometimes when they are looking for fried chicken, tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti mú chicken yẹn tó ti fi pa gbogbo ètè ẹ̀ tó ń dán rororo ó jẹ́ o ẹlòmíì ló wá padà jẹ chicken yẹn wọ́n wá ń wá chicken kiri wọ́n wá gbóòórùn ẹ̀ lẹ́nu ẹ̀. How would you say báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ prove ara ẹ̀ pé irọ́ mo máa kọ́ fi pa lips ní Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní nǹkan tí èèyàn bá ní jẹ èèyàn kì í gbóòórùn ẹ̀, and wọ́n lè sọ pé kójú má rí bí báyìí gbogbo ara lògùn ẹ̀. Personally, I usually don't like reaching a verdict on this show. I let people talk and everything. I think they went beyond. They've gone too far. They've gone too far. And especially when the woman has complained and had called you not once, not twice to say, I don't feel comfortable with this thing that you guys are doing. Not that I'm suspecting or anything, but don't do it. You're vulnerable. And at me pé ara alẹ́ ló máa bá ní mọ́lá mo di lóòótọ́. Ìkọ́mí lára ta máa pè. I don't understand. And no matter what, this other woman will be hurt, and she has let you know that she doesn't like it. I think the Ekweda Gogo is the man. I think Ekweda Gogo is always the men, and if women are not careful, that's why I pity women that go and fight other women because of their husband. I will not do it. Your Baba said if the widow respects the other woman and the relationship, she should look elsewhere and seek comfort out that relationship. That's my advice. Thank you, ma'am. You should look elsewhere and seek comfort somewhere else. Nobody labeled widows or single mothers. Sincerely, they are so cautious of what people would say. If there is no boundaries, every move will be suspected. Sometimes people do things and then claim and play, what do you call it now? They play victims, but you allow it, Èmi bá gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan, èèyàn yẹn marry o marry o. Èmi fún ara mi marry o, mi ò marry even as a single before I get married. Tọ́kùnrin bá ti ṣe gbọmọgbọmọ mi jù, mo máa fi àlà sí, because at the end of the day, nǹkan téèyàn bá ní jẹ èèyàn kì í fi gbóòórùn mú, We have to be careful when it comes to the opposite sex. Like sometimes I see people that will inbox me, but you have to make inquiries new. I don't want to know. The language you use will determine whether I want to answer you or not. How can a grown married man DM me and say, how are you beautiful? I don't care what you want to make inquiries about. But you know, wedding ni ojú òfurufú ni, and you want me to be your alaga. I don't want to know. Talk to me in a language that makes sense. Don't talk to me and say hello beautiful, hello gorgeous, and you're a man. I don't care. I will just block that person straight away. What am I trying to say here? When you're a woman or opposite sex, a mature woman, opposite sex is doing certain things towards you, avoid it. Men are like that. They are funny. They kind of mama ju àgbàdo sílẹ̀ fún ẹ báyìí ni tó mama ṣàjẹ tí tó ma fi kó sínú àgò. You know, especially when this other person has called you once, twice to tell you, but one be arábìnrin, you like got a John Shane, you bad well, kilo day. You know, when somebody has already told you, then you should just back off, you know, or else that relationship will ruin. So let's just, yes, ma'am, let's just hold it at that. Yes, ma'am.
My own verdict is that woman is vulnerable. The man knows she is vulnerable. Family, friends, you know, especially when the husband had died. Maybe he has been the one supporting.
Yeah, he's the one supporting.
Vulnerability and play especially a woman that, for example, to abused by the husband to go. Àti máa há ìmáà nìyẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ pé àgbò wish kò jẹ́ pé òun lọ́kọ mi. Ọlọ́run tó wá for opportunity ṣe ó bá lé Mr. Abuser lọ. Ọkọ tí ẹ̀ wá jẹ́ nice man sẹ́. The man has been there. Big brother,
yes, the man has always been there.
God dey para ẹ̀ ṣe thank you. Ológo promo nínú ológo thank you. Ṣe thank you because she cannot pay what the man has done. Yeah. Ṣé o ṣe kí láti fẹ́ mi ti ẹ̀ka bí ṣe lè san tí bọ̀dà ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ lé wọ́n kàn máa ṣe ó ti mọ táìmù tí bọ̀dà yẹn máa wálé the only thing tó kàn máa láti ṣe ni pé kókò jáde bathroom naked a sì lè ní pé kò
it is well o kọ́lọ̀ ṣàánú fún wa o. Anyways, nobody knows what the deep story is, but sometimes gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tá ti sọ lórí ètò yìí kójú má rí bi. Personally, as a young person, even before I got married, before I got to immature, one thing that I don't do is I don't try to see if or if not. Towards me, because at the end of the day, we are all human. You understand? Before you know it, someone that you think you cannot melt in their hands, you can melt in their hands. Especially at a vulnerable,
yes, women are very vulnerable.
Yeah, so we need to be careful, especially when you're, even as a married person. You know, ìlú ìlàwà tari ọ̀rẹ́ méjì, married man and married woman. Ìlú is very popular and famous. Tí ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn dẹ̀ gba ọ̀rẹ́ di ọ̀la tó dẹ̀ flaunt tó dẹ̀ rányàn, adẹ̀rí wọn kákàkiri. So sometimes as well, you may say láyé mi ò lè ṣe, but you'll be shocked what you can do. Especially tó ti ń di pé ẹni yìí ń pè ẹ́, nǹkan tó bá yàwó sọ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ, nǹkan tó bá kí ló dé, ẹni yìí dẹ̀ sọ pé àlóhùn ò fẹ́ sẹ́ẹ̀. You understand? And you know, so many things, too numerous to mention. You know, at that point, I think there should be a, even if you are very innocent, because you of feel way more. What do you pay in your top of a comma and top of a for you can no marry ni baby. Thank you so much. Exactly, it's tough. And this other person, the man's wife had told you that she's not comfortable. You know, you're all friends. She doesn't mind her husband helping you. She doesn't mind her husband supporting you. You'll be friends for years and years. Her husband is doing a lot of things because your husband was a good man to them as well. So, I just believe that people need to apply wisdom and no caution. And but kóbìnrin kankan má gba ọkùnrin kankan láyè láti fi òun ṣe scapegoat. I hope and I pray that people will learn. A lot of relationships are damaged, beautiful relationships, because of nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí, you know, and it can be ìjà tí ọ̀rọ̀ ọkùnrin bá dálẹ̀ kò kí ń tán o, you understand, ó máa tough. So I hope that people will learn. Can she give the wife keys? It is may the Lord help us anyway. Most importantly, my brother's favorite word that he had borrowed me. Every time I'm talking, every time I'm doing anything, every time I'm doing it, I always say that word. My brother will say, Gbàdúrà k'Ọlọ́run kọ́ ẹ mọ̀ ṣe, k'Ọlọ́run kọ́ wa mọ̀ ṣe, k'Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká ṣìṣe. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for a beautiful and a wonderful episode tonight, as usual. Thank you, everybody. Ìròyìn ayọ̀. So yeah, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. for their support, for their advice. People that are concerned, they're listening, they're here, and then some of them will pick up this conversation later. And I'm also learning every day. As I said to us on this show, I learn every time, and I'm so pleased and glad that people are here to always support and contribute on this show. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ fún wa lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé ó máa ń wọ̀n ní ká jẹran pẹ́ lẹ́nu, àmọ́ òun fa ọ̀nà fún yìí náà ṣá ó ní kò ń gbà fún wa tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lórí ètò lẹ́ni a ò ní rí jù báyìí lọ. Àmọ́ Yorùbá náà ló pọ̀ tí wọ́n lọ tí wọ́n bọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ wípé kì í dùn kó pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò ń pọ̀ kó dùn, ṣókí báyìí òun ni ọbẹ̀ oge. Níbi la máa fàdà gbá ètò rọ̀ sí lẹ́ni lórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò ìgbéyàwó. Ó ti dọjọ́ mẹ́jọ lọ́lá Ọlọ́run. Bí mo ṣe máa ń lọ èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù tí mo jẹ́ lótú ètò yìí ni mo wá sọ fún gbogbo wa pátá wípé lílọ ni mo tuntun ti ń lọ yìí. Ogun ó lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi, ó dé kò bá wọn kò mà ní jẹ́ tiyín. Àlàáfíà, ìdùnnú, ayọ̀ àti ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ tí mo fi yín sílẹ̀ ní òun náà ni máa padà wá bá yín lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo wá ń gbà ní àdúrà wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forígún, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kò ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Aunty Nikki had the Yoruba class. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much everybody. Thank you MC Mona everybody. God bless you. See you next time. Okay ma.
Traditional wedding. Traditional wedding. Traditional wedding. Ìlò orúkọ ètò náà.
MC Mona àti ìyàwó bàbá. Ṣebí sọ́pá ètò.
Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Ètò Let's Talk traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́.
Níbẹ̀.
Ìlò orúkọ ètò náà. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk.
Thank you so much everybody. God bless you. See you next week by the grace of God. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help.